everyone, this is Lillian Laubenthal with the 28th episode of my podcast, Keep It Green. Today we begin with a box, a recycling box to be exact. This episode tackles the lack of recycling education and opportunities in rural communities. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this segment. Little River Protected Now and Forever. This is the title of the February issue of The Groundhog, a monthly independent newspaper that covers the community news in Fort Payne, Alabama. This article recounts the past difficulties of protecting the Little River Canyon, a national preserve in Alabama. With such beautiful forests and rivers, one would think the citizens of Fort Payne and surrounding areas would put forth all their efforts to preserve the beautiful land in their community. This, however, is not the case for all citizens. Alabama has a lot of poor rural areas that do not have access to the same recycling opportunities that the more populous cities do, such as Birmingham and Montgomery. According to Forbes magazine, the state of Alabama is ranked 48th in recycling and conservation. Fort Payne opened a recycling center in 2001. However, it does not provide residential pickup services. This, I believe, is one of the many contributing factors to Alabama's low recycling rate. Of all the trash generated each day, citizens in Alabama only recycle 8.28%. This is incredibly low compared to the national average of 34.3%. Because of the National Preserve, Fort Payne is a city with a lot of tourists and local life, but it is surrounded by a vast rural mountain range home to many low-income families. Once deemed the sock capital of the world, Fort Payne fell on hard times as manufacturers moved overseas. The local economy has been depressed for many years now. The U.S. Census Bureau reports that the median household income in Fort Payne is $38,445, which is 16.4% lower than the state of Alabama median household income of $44,758. Nearly 22% of the population of Fort Payne lives in poverty. Low income and lack of recycling education is likely another contributing factor to the low recycling rates. However daunting and troublesome these problems may seem, recycling education and access to opportunities is a fixable problem, and one great place to start is Fort Payne, Alabama. Now I'll interview two residents who live on Lookout Mountain, a rural area of Fort Payne. One is a weekend vacationer and the other is a permanent resident on the mountain. Mr. Anderson, how are you today?
Pretty good.
Mr. Anderson is a permanent resident at Little River Canyon, a rural area on Lookout Mountain about 30 minutes away from the heart of Fort Payne. Thank you for joining me today.
Sure.
So, how long have you lived here on Lookout Mountain?
I reckon it'd be about 17 years, pretty much.
And do you recycle?
No, not really, no.
Why is that?
It's probably just a hassle, I already got to deal with the trash and everything,
Do you think you would recycle if the opportunity was offered to you?
No, probably not. I don't even really know what you got to do with all that.
Have you heard of the Fort Payne recycling plant?
No. You talking about the city dump?
No, sir, I'm not.
All right. Well, then I guess that's a no then. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, the recycling center is located at 406 Logan Street Southeast, and it's open from 6:30 to 6 p.m. for future reference.
Well, okay.
So, if you don't recycle, then what do you do with all your trash?
Well, I put it all in a bucket, and, I take it out and drive it down to where the mailboxes are, and that's where the trash people come, and they get it once a week, I think Thursday,
Sir, are you aware of the damage to the environment that all that trash causes?
You talking about the trash that I'm taking out?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm not aware of any problems with that is.
Well, sir, all that trash goes in landfills, and some of it could be recycled or reused.
All right.
Would you say that your lack of recycling is due to a lack of recycling education or recycling opportunity?
Well, I mean, I guess if I'm gonna be honest, I'd have to say probably both because I don't really know what you're really talking about.
That's all right, sir. Thank you for joining me today on Keep It Green, Mr. Anderson.
Sure enough.
My next guest today is Sharon Barnes, a weekend vacationer at Little River Canyon who owns a home on Lookout Mountain. Thank you for speaking with me today.
You're welcome. Great to be here.
All right, so first question. How often do you visit your home in the Little River Canyon area?
Well, I try to get up here about 2 to 3 weekends a month, and I've had a home up here for about 8 years now.
Oh, so you get up here quite a bit.
I try to.
So where is your permanent residence?
In Birmingham.
Oh, okay.
It's about 2 hours from here.
All right, that's not bad. Are you aware of the Little River Canyon Center and its initiatives they're taking to preserve the environment?
I've seen the sign for the Canyon Center, but I've not actually been in there. No.
Okay, well, the Little River Canyon Center is actually across the street from the National Preserve, and they've partnered with Jacksonville State University to develop community outreach programs for a lot of environmental causes.
Okay, great.
Do you recycle while you're visiting Little River Canyon?
No, I do not. I know there's a recycling center down in Fort Payne, but for me, it's just too much of an inconvenience to drop my stuff off there. I know they don't have a pickup service, I don't believe, and I think you have to pay for a recycling bin. So honestly, I'm not willing to do that since I don't live up here full time. In Birmingham, I don't have to pay for my recycling box, and I don't think I should have to pay for it here either.
Oh, so you do recycle at your home in Birmingham?
Yes, I do. Every week they come pick it up at the curb. It's very easy. I put the recycling box outside, and it's very easy to do.
All right. So, of the people you know here at Little River Canyon, any neighbors, friends, do any of them recycle?
None to my knowledge. I think a lot of folks just don't do it because it's just inconvenient.
Would you say that that's due to a lack of recycling opportunity or recycling education?
I think opportunity. I think it's the fact that they don't have a pickup service, and it's just too much of a hassle. And I think, at least the folks I know, they know about recycling, but they're just not willing to do it because they don't pick it up.
All right. Well, that's all the questions I have for you. Thank you for coming in today.
You're welcome. Great to be here.
As you heard, these residents of Little River Canyon do not recycle. Many residents in this rural area are not involved with recycling or other eco-friendly practices, even though they live in one of the most beautiful environments in Alabama. While some argue that this is simply because of a lack of opportunity, after interviewing these residents, I conclude that it is also due to a lack of education. In order to save our state, we must spread our environmental knowledge and practices to rural areas that need our help. So, next time you're in Fort Payne, stop in the Little River Canyon Center. This information center is dedicated to preserving the environment through recycling and eco-friendly educational programs. This wraps up today's segment. Tune in next week for off-the-grid living and maintaining sustainable lifestyles. This is Lily Laubenthal reminding you to keep it green.